Hey, want to do some number talks with you today. Looking at our first one, we have 57 and a 77. Remember, we want to do this in our heads if we can. If we can't, and we want to just use some scratch paper, I want you to do as best you can, however you know how. When I look at this first problem, I look at the 50 and the 70. And the first thing I think of is I'm thinking about quarters. I don't know about you, but I like to think about 50 cents, and 50 cents is $1. So I know that 50 and 50 would be $1. So 50 and 70 would have to be more than 100, right? So 50 and 70 would be 120 because 70 is 20 more than 50. So I know right here, I have 120. So I'm saving that right up here. And then I know 7 and 7. If we know our doubles, we're going to know that 7 and 7 is 14. So we're going to add a 14 to the 120. Let's see if you can do that in your head. Sometimes we need to write that out to visualize it a little bit. You see that? 134. That is right. Well, there you go. We crossed over that 100 barrier today. There we go. Okay, and another example of building up our number sense in our head with hundreds. We're going to start getting our numbers bigger and bigger. So let's just try this. I want us to think about quarters again because those are fun to think about, and adding quarters can sometimes seem a little bit easier. Remember our song, 25, 50, 75, $1. So I know that 25 and 50, because I know my song, that's 75. And then 200 and 100 is 300. So if I know that this right here is 300, and then I know 50 and the 25 is going to be a 75, I have 375. Again, if you can do that in your head, that's awesome. If not, I want you to just jot down as little as you can. Got a couple more for you. Let's do a few subtraction. I'm going to write down a few. Okay. Now we're really going to stretch ourselves here. Okay, so the first one I wrote down was 95 and 59. Remember that strategy we used on Tuesday where we try to make a happy number? So let's think about that. With 95 and 59, 59 is super duper close to 60. Let's just pretend for a minute. Let's pretend for a minute that that's a 60. And if it was, we have to know in the end that it's actually only a 59. So we're taking away one more than we really need to, but let's just pretend. So if this were 95 take away 60, again, think that through in your head. 90 take away 60. Well, 9 take away 6 is 3. And 5 take away nothing is still 5. So if the problem were this, we'd have a 35. But actually, we're not taking away 60. We're only taking away 59. So we took away one more than we needed to. So what does that tell you about our answer? We took away one too many. So our answer has to be 36. If you want to, solve that another way and see if you come up with the same answer. Okay? All right. Now, down here, we're going to subtract using hundreds, 3 digits. So I know that 300 take away 100. I bet you know that too. If you have 300, you take one of those hundreds away, you're going to have 200. So now we have 200, but we still have to take the 40 away. Okay, so in my brain, I'm thinking about 200 take away a 40. Well, I know my tens. I know that. 6 and 4 is 10. So 60 and 40 must be 100. So one of those hundreds that's in the 200, one of those, if I took a 40 away, I'm going to have 60 left. So what are you thinking? That's what I got. I'm going to write it down. So the answer is 160. And I can always check my work. I can check my work by saying the answer plus what I took away and see if I get the big number. Well, 100 is 200, and 60 and 40 is another 100. So 200 and another 100 is 300. So that means I did it correct. All right, good luck, guys.